I wrote a song that is very reminiscent of 70s sitcoms. It goes, Cammy, the narcoleptic actor, falls asleep whenever he blows it. Cammy, the narcoleptic actor, has to get some sleep and he knows it. Cammy, the narcoleptic actor.
Oh, there's a third verse.
He's hip, he's cool, he looks great by you pool, and everybody will agree. Everybody falls in love with Mr. C. Cam Clark. Thank you, Tammy.
I would come in with a book about like that thick of cases and a highlighter, and I would be highlighting my work while.
So he's got his logbook open on his lap,
And-
sitting
oh
at
my
his
God,
microphone.
I gotta add to
during
this,
the
because Barry, I was going to say this about you, has his logbook stacked up like this, and then he would come up for his line and go right back down. And I would have like a coloring book on my lap and miss every cue. And the director would go, Cam! I'm like, oh, shit. And then I say, green. The yellow here. Cam! Oh, I can't finish now. So off to you.
But you know, the reason that we can't tell a story is because every time we got together, it was fun. I mean, it was remarkable. And let's add to that James Avery, the great barefooted giant, who did not wear shoes during the session, and just magnificent man, and Peter Renaday, and of course Renee Jacobson. I mean, it was just a joy. You know, we would go in and it was like a party. I mean, yeah, it was work and we had to be professional, we had to do it, but it was so much fun. And I mean, a lot of cartoons are fun. I'm not going to say that Turtles is the only one, that we've had fun on, because obviously Animaniacs had to have been amazing. But it was a joy, and it's.
I will tell you one quick story about when I was working on a show called Where's Waldo, and we often have guests come in on the shows that we do.
Did you find yourself?
I've been looking. I'm still looking. But Carol Channing was a guest on one of our episodes, and she was just, oh dear, and she was hilarious. But at one point, and she was quite old. She was doing our show, and this, of course, years ago. But I mean, she at one point decided she wanted to just stand up and flash the entire cast. And she just unbuttoned her blouse and boom! And there's Carol Channing.
That's something one cannot unsee.
No, yeah.
I have one that, there was a show I worked on years ago, very interesting cast. It was Margot Kidder, Carrie Snodgrass, Mrs. Neil Young, right? For years. Mark Hamill, Jeff Bennett.
Cartoon version of Women on the Verge of
Kind of, yeah, right. Rally of the Dolls. No, it was Scott Valentine, Jeff Bennett, and Paul Williams, the brilliant, iconic songwriter. And this was just when Mr. Williams, he'd gone through rehab and he was really involved with helping other addicts. He's an incredibly wonderful man. His gifts are far, far more than his prodigious songwriting skills. And he's a remarkable sense of humor. He was also the Penguin on Batman, the animated series. So one day we were at work at LA Studios, and we were all there except Mr. Williams. He was running late. And this is what a lovely man he was, because he could have really taken umbrage at what I said. He came in and he said, "Oh my goodness, fellow thespians, I'm so sorry. Did I miss anything?" And I said, "Well, from what I've read, Paul, the 80s." And he laughed and was such a gracious man, and I got to chat with him about a month ago. I hadn't seen him for a while, and I reminded him of that. And again, he could not have been more wonderful. And it speaks to what a decent fellow he is, who had something that was profoundly difficult in his life. But talk about making lemonade. Tell them who you are.
Yeah, okay, well, they've never heard of it, but it was called, this one knows, called The King Family Show. Look it up. Little baby Cam, 6 years old, in knee socks and short pants. And I was with my family, and about 39 of us, 36 of us on this variety show, and we were on for many years and
Every
toured the
week on
country.
ABC prime time.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun because I was with my family,
Yeah.
and it was just crazy, unheard of. But that would be my.
And a huge
Oh, and that's where also my first. I'm 6 years old, and I did my first impressions on the show. On our Halloween episode, I opened with "Good evening." I did Alfred. They have me doing Alfred Hitchcock.
Nice.
And then in another thing, they're having me do Jimmy Durante. It's like, come on, little monkey.
Cammy was precocious. For me, the first role in Hollywood that got me my SAG card was I was a Jack-in-the-Box counter guy for 4 commercials.
I'm sure someone had already asked already, but I want to see your reactions.
Okay.
How did you feel when the Michael Bay Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started?
Oh. How do we feel about Michael Bay during the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I liked the first one. I
Yeah.
have to be honest, I did like it. I didn't expect to, because I'd heard so many negative things about it. And I liked it. I'm kind of in the minority, but I did.
What surprises me is, and I understand your question, I totally get that. But I remember a couple years ago, we were at one of these events, and somebody asked me about that very thing. It was the weekend, I think, before one of Michael Bay's turtle movies, and forgive me, I'm not that up on all of it, but it was a Michael Bay turtle thing. And the general tenor of the afternoon was, Michael Bay is really screwing it up, you know. Yeah, okay, great. But my point was, well, that may well be. But the trailer that Michael Bay has apparently screwed up just got 47 million views in the last day. And I reckon that somebody was willing to pay Michael Bay $12 to go see the movie, and it made a ton of money. And the fact is that Michael Bay wouldn't be able to make more movies if his movies didn't make money. And they clearly make a lot of it. So there are apparently a lot of people who are willing to like Michael Bay enough to give him $20, and then they give him another $100 million to do another one. So I don't know how that works, except to say that if people don't like him, he won't be able to make them. It's pretty simple. So I don't know, but thank you for asking.
Of course, I like the movie of Cats, so you can't go by me. Don't ask me. So,
That really says a lot.
You and Cam worked on a show called Back at the Barnyard.
Yes.
And this iconic thing called How to Eat Your Best Friend
Yeah.
at the entertainment at the Last Supper. What do you mean by that?
What? I'm sorry. How did I come up with I was the entertainment at the Last Supper? Is that your question?
Yeah,
because I'm old.
as well as the How to Eat Your Best Friend, like.
Cammy played a character in which he was Freddie the Ferret, and I was his best friend, Peck the Rooster, and Cammy was wrestling with his poor psyche because he's built to eat me. And he was wrestling with, could you please elucidate a bit, Crammon?
So my best friend is a rooster, and I shouldn't eat him because he's my best friend, but he's just so yummy. Well, now I can't do it.
And often I have my teeth around his neck.
Freddie, this doesn't feel like, a term of endearment. You're cutting off my hair flow. What a great, and you know what? Those are great examples of secondary characters that were not the stars of the show. But Cammy and I got a little more mileage, I think, because people really liked, especially Steve Odekirk, they really liked the relationship between Freddie and Peck. So thank you for bringing that up.
Thank
Leanne,
you.
because
You're welcome.
those were that's a great example about what you were mentioning about secondary characters. And I think, and I know that because Cammie is very good and excellent, that you gave me a lot of stuff to work with, and that's how those characters start to develop. Because it can't be said enough, a high tide raises all boats. When you're with people who are better than you, it really makes you better. And because you gotta literally sink or swim. So what Cammie did with Freddie gave me more stuff to work with, and it turned out to be better for the whole show. Oh, it's true, absolutely true. I don't like that particular tempo. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic of Dominican, Cuba, Canada, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Paris, Mexico, Guatemala, Bolivia, Argentina, Brazil, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, Venezuela, Guatemala, Norway, Sweden, Iceland, Germany, now and Greece, Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Italy, Greece, Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman, Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Southern Iraq, and Iran, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, Kuwait, Bahrain, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, and Portugal, Italy, Spain, India, Pakistan, Japan, Afghanistan, Thailand, Poland, Bhutan, and Burkina, Malaysia, and Bangladesh, and Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Laos, Japan, Indonesia, the Philippines, Taiwan, China, Italy, South Africa, New Zealand, Vietnam, Vietnam, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Syria, Ghana. But wait, there's more. Run there, so Malawi, Poland, Sahara, Iran, Nigeria, Liberia, Egypt, Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya, Mali, Sierra Leone, Algeria, Bahrain, Libya, Saudi Arabia, Cameroon, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Kenya, South Madagascar, Ghana, Oman, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Yugoslavia, Somalia, Tanzania, Mongolia, Laos, and Fiji, Sudan.
Best day of my life.
Oh, not at the same time. Oh, I didn't. Oh, it's so good to meet you finally.
So great to see you all. Thank you. Well, you guys, you are the best.
Always say spoon! Hey, you guys. Oh, it was great to see you. Great to see you again. There he is.
We'll see you in another 2 years, right?
More like someday.
You what? Or are you coming back tomorrow?
Not tomorrow. I have college to do.
You have college? Where are you in college? Oh, really? Hey, good for you.
Yeah. We're both in college.
I'm gonna go catch up with my
See ya.
my compadres here. Okay, see you guys.
See ya, dude.
It's like the best day of my life.